Good evening, fam, and welcome to LRJs.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Let's just get this over with. The Leafs lose 5-2 to the Ottawa Senators. Oh boy. You know, they pulled me in to begin with. One of the Leafs' best players, Morgan Rielly, scored on a 5-hole shot just a couple minutes in off a nice pass from Matthews. And that was half of the Leafs' shots in the first period. Shabbat Shalom scored later in the period, and the Leafs were outshot 16-2 in that frame. Second period was just more of that. Cousins and Batherson score. Nylander gets one back, and Batherson and Cousins score. Well, that was pretty much the game. Oh yeah, a lot of fights in the third period, because that's what you do, you know? Whole lot of fights. Give the fans what they want, apparently, because they certainly aren't giving them goals. People love to blame the coach, but literally, what is he gonna do? He's not on the ice giving this half-assed effort. The players have to play, and they're not. You know, I went back and watched the 3 games before the Olympic break where they got the Western Canada sweep, beating Vancouver, Edmonton, and Calgary. They played a lot harder in those games. My antennas went up these first 3 games back from the Olympic break, and they are not the same team. Now, this might be cope, it probably is, but it really feels like there was a directive from above that we're not going to win going forward, that we're tanking for Gavin. Yes, I coined that completely original name. Here's the deal. Last year in the Brandon Carlo trade, which has been talked about a lot as a fleecing, Fraser Minton's fine, alright guys? Like, relax. The real thing we gave up in that trade was the first round pick, which was too much. The thing is, that pick is top 5 protected, so if the pick is 6 through 32 or whatever it is, it's certainly not going to be 32, it goes to Boston. So we need to fall in the standings as far as we can to get to that top 5 spot. Obviously it's a lottery too, so a bit of luck comes into play. Now here's the annoying dilemma for us. If we were in the West, we're only 2 points out of a playoff spot, but the East is just much better this year. Detroit and Montreal have finally got their things together and are real playoff teams. And the Buffalo Sabres? Buffalo? Yes, Buffalo. I can't even say they're back because they were never here to begin with. They are a real contender this year. And if the Leafs go on some crazy run and sneak into the 8th spot, we are no match for Tampa. So there's no real point in trying. Our best hope is to slide as far as possible and just hope to get some luck and get in the top 5. Now in terms of selling, we know who our number 1 guy is. Morgs, you've been a very loyal and good player for the Leafs for a long time. I thought he fell off a bit last year. I was wrong. This year is a whole nother animal. His counting stats look fine, but he is 2 steps behind on every play. Rielly, Father Time is unbeaten, and he just got another dub on your ass. Now here's the problem with Rielly. He gets paid $7.5 million till 2030. And that's not the worst part. He has a full no move clause. You cannot trade him without his permission. You cannot waive him without his permission. You cannot even send him to the minors without his permission. So we're not going to get anything of value for him. He's our Darnell Nurse. The only expiring player worth something is Bobby McMahon, who I think at most we could probably net a 2nd round pick. Robertson, Michelli, restricted free agents. Yarn, Croak, Lawton, unrestricted. Now, we need to retool for speed. People hated on Dubas a lot, but that's one thing he did. He got players who could move fast, even if they couldn't score. I think we should keep Michelli. He's one of our few skilled players. I don't like Joshua and Roy on the team. I don't feel like they contribute to modern hockey. And OEL might be worth something on the market, so maybe somebody wants an offensive-minded defenseman on a playoff run. Those are really our only moves. People love to think that this gritty, big defensive team could win in this league. The NHL is not the same as it was 20 years ago. Speed and skill are more rewarded than ever, and it translates into the playoffs. Do I really have hope that Treliving can do this retool? Not really. But like, what else am I gonna do? The only way I ever stop rooting for the Leafs is if I stop caring about hockey as a whole. And that's never gonna happen, so. Oh, and Senators fans talking smack after that? Are you kidding? Lil bro, we stomped you guys in the playoffs. And now you win this meaningless regular season game when you're only 2 wins ahead of us? Really? Don't make me pull this guy back up. Your team has never been the same since that guy's song went viral. Alright, so simmer down. Ottawa, the Senators think they're doing something. You guys play in the Canadian Tire Center, alright? Chill out. Whatever. On to a team that wins sometimes. The Raptors win 134-125 against one of the worst teams in the league, Washington Wizards. Now, they were blown out by the Wizards in December. I understand. You see their ugly ass jersey and courts. You see Koulibaly and Carrington on the other side. No disrespect. You think you're playing a G League team, you don't bring your best effort to begin with. Alright. Yeah, they were down 8 after 1, down 3 after the half. But third quarter, we got a run in, made some shots, and closed it out. This was a classic Raptors win. Very balanced production from the starters, IQ with a team high 27, but all 5 starters in double digits, at least 18 points each. CMB was out with a thumb injury, and on the Wizards side, Alex Sarr, their center, was out with a hamstring injury. And Jakob Poeltl cooked that backup. 18 and 10 for him, 7 of 7 from the field. IQ also chipped in 11 assists with his 27 points. Just a note, Grady Robert, you know who I'm talking about. Coach held him out this game and gave his minutes to Jamison Battle, which I think is a good move. Sorry, Grady. You're supposed to be the sharpshooter, but how is Jamison Battle shooting 43% from 3 and you're shooting 30? Grady doesn't bring defense, he doesn't bring much athleticism, and if you can't hit those outside shots, there's just not really a role for you. Now, there's not much context to give. It's the Wizards. Like I said, they're almost a G League team, but the Raptors play the Knicks on Tuesday, and that is a real matchup. Can we please get a win against a real playoff contender? We need these reps, man. We can't keep losing to the good teams. And that's all for me tonight. I'll be back to cover that Raptors Knicks game. Now, on to the next one.